What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It is time to review Monday night's biggest event. Not Raw, but Gotham. It has returned, man. It's back, and bigger than ever, man. So, Season 1, Episode 11, titled Rouges Gallery. This is a spoiler review. It should take me less than 2 minutes to recap the whole episode, pros and cons, give you my final score at the end, tell you what I think about it. Real quick, if I look sweaty and if I look really damaged, it's because the Ant-Man trailer just came out, and go check out my reaction to it, man. Or not, but I think I did an okay job with that reaction. I just took a nap, and I'm really like, ugh, so I don't know if I, did the fullest to my potential, but Ant-Man, man, but that's Marvel. We're talking about DC right now. It's DC Day. But I will be reviewing Agent Carter later tonight, so check that out. So, man, it first starts off with, I'm going to just go quick, because if you've seen the episode, you know what happens, but go to fox.com/Gotham if you missed the episode, watch the full episode there. Gordon meets Leslie Tompkins, man. Selena finds Ivy, and she's basically living in a box. So they just stay at Jim Gordon's house. And, of course, Jim's at Arkham Asylum right now, being a guard. So Jones is dead. Jones is called Frogman. It's just an inmate. His brain is fried. And it kind of reminds me of American Horror Story Asylum days. And they, Jim starts interviewing all the inmates, and it's really funny. It has like a funny comedy segment. And another guy gets fried. Barbara and Renee, they have a little fight and everything. Barbara's kind of doing drugs, and she's going down that path. And it's kind of like Barbara, really? Are we doing this? Why don't I just step out of the season and then come back for season 2, so the rest of season 1 could at least be, without non-Barbara problems, No hate to the actress, but it's like, really? Are we doing this right now? I mean, there's other important characters in the Gotham universe than Barbara. Just saying. So Bullock, man, he comes and he's talking to the inmates. He visits Jim, and the guy's like talking about some Shakespeare thing, and he's like, I can dig that. I love it. So they suspect Lang. Jim and Butch, they meet his old friend, Butch's old friend Jimmy, and gives him a deal. Penguin is locked up, and Dorothy Duncan did it, or at least we suspected. Dorothy Duncan, who played a nurse, is actually an inmate herself. So she lets the inmates out, and she ends up getting crushed by all the inmates. Like, she does like stampede on whatever. Maroney lets Penguin out, and he's like, don't raise taxes on fishermen. They risk their life to get us some fish. When you want to raise taxes, you come to me. I tried to do my best Maroney voice. Dorothy was a victim, and Gruber killed Long. Gruber is the man himself. I believe they call him the Electrocutioner. He also played Alistair in Supernatural. He has this kind of voice, and he does this. This is his voice. And it's a badass voice, man. He came out of True Blood in the Vampire Authority, and he was like, I do not believe that whole vampire. It's just that voice he has. I love it. Anyway, he escaped the asylum, left a note for Jim. At the end, Butch kills Jimmy for fish, and then yet Butch doesn't really like fish, but he likes fish, but he doesn't like fish. It's back and forth, but I think that was a very emotional scene. Anyway, that was Rouges Gallery. What did I think about episode 11, the mid-season premiere? I loved it, and I'll get to my pros and cons, but first off, I'll get with my cons first, but it was awesome. We finally got to see Arkham Asylum a little bit more. We got to be inside. He's a guard, and it did not disappoint. I think the wait was worth the wait out of capacity. Now, the one thing I didn't like out of the most thing is Barbara, and I know everyone's hating on Barbara. It's nothing that the actress is doing. It's nothing of that. It's just her story really doesn't match the other characters' high potential story. It's just a waste. And I'm sorry to say that. I know to you, actress, you're probably not, no one who works in Gotham is watching this, obviously. But no offense, because I'm a nice person like that. No Bruce Wayne this episode. Where is Bruce Wayne? Last I saw him, he just got back with Alfred. No Alfred in this. It's like they take a break off. But no Bruce. I think that was a mistake. Also, I love Catwoman in this show. I love every scene that she did. But this episode, Catwoman and Ivy, the chances of them being in the same alleyway and finding her and going to Jim's house, and she's like acting like a grown woman, Ivy, and Barbara's like, screw you, like acting like Jim's messing with it. it was funny, that scene, but it was like, did we really need that? Did we really? Is this progressing the story any much more better, or should we go this route? So anyway, I don't think Catwoman and Ivy should have been in there. I'd rather have had Alfred and Bruce. And enough about like, oh, why we need Batman. Take the time, man. Take time. We don't need Batman right now. We're already gonna have the movie Batman and Ben Affleck wise of the Batman in the movies. We don't need him on TV right now. Take your time. I could wait 17 years. Actually, I can. I want it now, but I have to wait just like the rest. Now the pros. Bullock. I just love Bullock's comedy in here. He's always talking to Penguin, and he's like, I like the view from here. You should stay inside the cell. It's the Penguin. I love the action in this, just Jim fighting the inmates and everything. I really do enjoy that. I think it's really cool, and yeah, not a lot of gun action, but it definitely had its moments. Like the inmates, they're creepy. They freak me out. They're good at acting. So for sure, it's scary in Arkham Asylum. And I like the villain, the Electrocutioner, Jack Gruber. He was really cool, and I honestly think that I'm happy that we get to see him again. I was like, oh, please don't be one episode and that's it. So he's going to be coming back. Super, super, super excited for that, man. So honestly, I'm going to give Rouges Gallery an A-. I think it was a great mid-season premiere. It lacked no Bruce. Barbara wasn't needed. The Catwoman and Ivy scenes weren't needed. They could have brought Bruce into those scenes. But overall, the action, and I think that Bullock and the Butch scene, man, people may be like, that wasn't needed. I think it was emotional, and it kept me going, and I was like, perfect way to end the episode. Why did he do it? What's the thing? You know, choices you have to make when you're working for the mob. So overall, I enjoyed Gotham, man. I hope all of you enjoyed also. Gotham returned to January 19th, and the episode 12, it's called What the Little Bird Told Him. That's a long title. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hope all of you enjoyed. Comment down below, let me know, what did you guys think about Gotham. Tomorrow, I will be doing my podcast, Gotham's Finest Podcast. Post your questions down below. I'll answer them in the podcast. If you have any question about Gotham so far throughout the season or episode 11, specifically Rouges Gallery, if you have a question about that, post it down below. I'll answer it tomorrow, and we'll talk about it. Thank you again so much for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed Gotham, and if you're happy it's back. But 1 week, we have to wait 2 weeks technically for it to come back. So, Agent Carter shall keep us going, I guess. Spock be with you always.